Yes, welcome everybody. Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It is February 19th, 2020. The show, as always, presented to you by the Marijuana Times. Find us at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video banner there to find this show. A lot of great articles as well, social media links, and more. marijuanatimes.org, where you can find us. All the good stuff about the cannabis community, industry, and beyond. Today we're talking about the Safe Banking Act. Also plans to open up a cannabis tasting room in Colorado and a new cannabis jobs report. All of that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides grow safe and poison-free with Natureside. Don't use harmful chemicals or banned pesticides. Don't use yucky things on plants that people are going to be ingesting. That's horrible. Instead, use Natureside and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Thank you, Natureside, for your continued support. This first story by yours truly at marijuanatimes.org. Could the Safe Banking Act reach Trump's desk this year? I talked to Morgan Fox, who's the Media Relations Director for the National Cannabis Industry Association. They're one of the groups that is working in the halls of Congress and behind the scenes to try to get the Safe Banking Act advanced through the Senate. If you remember, last fall it was passed through the House, took a full House vote, over 300 votes in favor. So it moves to the Senate and the Senate Banking Committee. The chairman of the Senate Banking Committee has expressed some reservations about the Safe Banking Act. Morgan Fox told us as it stands, we're working with the financial sector and other stakeholders to educate the Senate about the need for this legislation and to allay the concerns expressed by Senate Banking Committee Chairman Mike Crapo in December. He said we're hopeful that we will get a markup in the near future and then we can convince the committee to move forward with the House-approved version. When it comes to the rest of the Senate, he said it could be difficult to get much further progress in an election year, but my sense is that Congress needs to show the American people that it can still legislate and cooperate. The Safe Banking Act has broad bipartisan support and be a boon to small businesses across the country while improving the public safety. Morgan say thinks it makes a perfect vehicle for senators to restore confidence in the legislature. It's also narrowly tailored to address existing issues like banking instead of a broader, more comprehensive legalization. So he thinks for those reasons they may have a better chance of getting through the Senate. Many people are on board, 30-plus cannabis organizations, 38 states' attorneys generals, and a number of national and state organizations representing banks and credit unions have all expressed support for the Safe Banking Act in the Senate. Will that be enough? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on this year. Obviously, if you haven't been paying attention, there's an election going on. I think my headphones are about to fall off. There we go. That's better. I need to mention that. I could just adjust them. But no. I like the transparency of saying my headphones are about to fall off. I'm going to adjust them. This next story is from The Know, from thedenverpost.com. Colorado's first tasting room to open inside a replica jail cell next to Shotgun Willie's. There's a lot of great stuff in that title. You see the picture there. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I must admit. Patrons at the Smoking Gun Dispensary in Glendale will be among the first in Colorado to have a place to socially smoke marijuana when the pot shop opens an on-site tasting room this spring. You see they're planning on opening the joint on April 20th. Smoking Gun is built as a late-night dispensary and anti-prohibition museum. It's planning on a tiny on-site tasting room called The Joint, where customers can consume the product they buy at the dispensary. Lindsay Mintz, co-owner of the Smoking Gun Apothecary, said our goal with the tasting room is to help customers see that high-quality cannabis is very similar to fine wine. Every strain has a different smell, taste, and effect. The dispensary is part of a family of Glendale businesses that include the Shotgun Willie's Strip Club and T-Bar Restaurant and Bar. Patrons of Shotgun Willie's and the T-Bar will be admitted to the joint for free. The general public will be charged an admission fee. There's not many places so far to socially indulge in cannabis. Last May, the legislature paved the way for hospitality establishments where customers could enjoy cannabis with House Bill 1234, which allows for businesses that both sell cannabis and provide a place where it can be used, along with businesses where customers can bring their own. Cities, of course, must opt in to allow these establishments. Deborah Dunafone is Glendale Mayor Mike Dunafone's wife. She's the Smoking Gun's other owner. The mayor said in a statement that he is pleased the municipality located southeast of Cherry Creek and surrounded on all sides by the city of Denver, will be one of the first adopters of the new social use regulations and the ability to open up a licensed tasting room. Interesting stuff. We've talked about this before, and they won't always be cool like this. Some places will just be a room. They won't go through all the trouble making it a jail cell and making it an experience and all that. But that's what's going to be great with a variety of different places. I've often said that cannabis must end up being at least as legal as alcohol. And that means, you can make alcohol at home, you can grow marijuana at home, you can buy alcohol in grocery stores and gas stations and liquor stores and all kinds of different places. You can have alcohol delivered. You can go to a bar, obviously, and partake of alcohol, as much alcohol as you want. So there has to be room for social use places for cannabis, and hopefully a great variety of them, and many of them. Just imagine as many cannabis tasting rooms as there are bars. That's a lot. There's a lot of bars, if you haven't noticed. Just drive down the street and check it out. You'll see there's quite a bit. This last story is actually a press release from BusinessWire.com. Leafly Jobs Report. Cannabis is the fastest growing American industry, surpassing 240,000 jobs. That's right, 240,000. To be more specific, about 243,700 Americans are employed in the legal cannabis industry as of early 2020, with almost 34,000 jobs added in the last year. Cannabis industry has produced 15% more jobs in 2019 and has seen 100% growth since Leafly began collecting data in early 2017, making the cannabis industry the fastest growing job sector in the country. With federal prohibition still in place, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics refuses to recognize the cannabis industry in its national economic database and document the growth of this burgeoning industry. So Leafly began publishing an annual jobs report in 2017. And they have a lot of key findings from the report. You can see the whole thing. You click the link in the description of this video. Massachusetts saw a 333% growth rate and created more than 10,000 jobs for the cannabis industry in the last year. Colorado and Washington, the nation's two oldest legal markets, both continue to grow at 8% annually. The Rust Belt may need to be renamed the Green Belt soon. Illinois, Ohio, and Pennsylvania doubled the number of legal cannabis jobs in just 1 year. Oklahoma's medical market, which we talk about a lot, grew by 221% in 2019, with medical sales tripling to $350 million. 1 in 20 Oklahomans now has a registered medical cannabis card. It supports about 9,400 jobs across the state. As I said, if you want to check out the full report, click the link in the description of this video. Over 240,000 jobs, and there's going to be millions. When it's all said and done, there'll be millions of people employed in the cannabis industry in the United States, and that is a good thing. We'll continue to follow all those stories, document what's going on 5 days a week here at Cannabis News. Make sure you search the Marijuana Times on YouTube and subscribe. We're just that close if you're watching the video version of the show, that close to 3,000 subscribers. Click the notification bell there as well so you know when new episodes of Cannabis News have dropped. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic all-natural pesticides. And thanks, of course, to all of you for watching and listening today and spreading the truth about cannabis with this show. Please continue to do that. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.